Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. As the recording of this is Monday, April 7th, 2025, a little bit later this afternoon, early evening. I'm going to be departing the US of A and heading to an international destination. But today, I figured I would walk around. I got stretched the legs before heading to LAX, do Venice, Santa Monica, and just see what I can see. There's the Pier back there from Falling Down, Robert Duvall, Michael Douglas classic. The I'm the Bad Guy scene took place right over there. I'm just gonna stroll along, have a day, stretch the legs, get a good amount of walking exercise in because I'm gonna be sitting for a long time tonight. So I'm inviting you to join me, my last day in the US of A for a couple weeks. Let's make the best of it. I'm inviting you to join me. Good to have you here. Shall you? This area I'm starting off at is a residential quiet zone. Pedestrians only, no amplified music, no vending, and no camping here at 23rd Ave. But it's going to start getting a little more noisy and hectic the farther I go down. I think I actually just think that was the end of the residential zone. And one of the main reasons I chose popping over to Venice and Santa Monica is it's not far from the hotel I was staying at, near LAX. Thought about maybe going to the boulevard, popping over there, but that was like a 45, 50-minute ride, and just getting over there and back would have been a little bit of a time crunch. This is pretty wild. So you got the father of bodybuilding, Joe Weider, right here, built the stadium seating, but I guess they don't allow smoking in Venice anymore. They started to build a smoking room. That's weird. Does he got it? Does he got it? Does he? Nope, that's a miss. Looks like the GIV sign has been taken down next to the Venice Massage. It used to be right there. This guy's been out here forever. I always see this guy. He always rides around on his rollerblades, and he plays guitar over there. There's the sign right there, stretching across the top of Pacific Ave and Windward Ave. The Big V, as the Recreation and Parks Department drives in front of it. Big V made out of metal there, reaching towards the sky. A landmark here, right along the water side. Making my way over to the skate park real quick, waiting for a friend to show up. Take a look at this. It's like a little fortune teller for a quarter. You got a quarter? You got a quarter on you?
Nah, I'm skint. Rats.
You never know who you're going to find in the back alleys of Venice.
I'm never going to know my fortune now.
I like that you're a hot coffee drinker.
Yes.
Cheers.
You got to have a piping hot caffeinated beverage. I don't do the whole Chris Provost thing.
Chris is cold coffee guy.
Cold coffee.
And that's fine. That's fine.
I mean,
a lot
at
of
least
people.
he's drinking coffee.
That's true. He didn't for a long time.
No, me neither. And now you got me on the sauce.
I'm converting. You haven't been to Venice in like 20 years?
No, I have not walked around on the beach for like 20 years. I've come down, I've like driven down, I've parked, talked to a friend or something. I have not gone down on that strip for 20 years that I can remember. Although both of us are like, did we ever
We've been to Santa Monica a million times.
Yeah, but not here.
We should go to Santa Monica where you're more comfortable.
Let's go there.
This is pretty dang cool. I forgot this house existed. You have greetings from Venice Beach right there, but take a look up top here. You got some merfolk up top. You got a dragon right here. This is like the dragon house, if you want to.
What'd that dolphin do?
What did he mangled the
Chained
dolphin?
up.
Oh, this may be a little hotel of some sort. I don't know what this is. An Airbnb?
Right here. Private residence.
A private lives here. That's kind of neat to have that too. Oh, look at that. Someone gonna like leap out at us? There's also the backside of the hotel where Stallone stayed in the Cannon Films classic Cobra. He threw a guy right off that roof. Right down past the fire escape there, just launched him off the top of the roof. You don't mess with Sly. What's this guy doing? He's riding a skateboard, he's got a knife. Now this is, you all right? What happened?
I don't know why that made me laugh. You're riding a skateboard, got a knife.
Hey man, we're in Venice. Check out oh look at this, here's Bambi. Here in the Venice woods.
Look at that.
Oh, Bambi!
Oh no, Bambi's been hit!
I We made it over to Santa Monica. Make sure we look both ways before we cross. 3rd Street Promenade. 3rd Street Promenade Alley behind it. Thank you. This is a place you and I have been 100 times.
And so many years ago, when we first came here together.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Let's see, the two most famous things down here that I know of would have been Trax, the record shop, from Pretty in Pink, and Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Chuck's Bikerama.
There's tons of other stuff, but I don't care about it as much.
We are approaching the spitting, is this a dinosaur? It's a dinosaur. It's a topiary. Oh look, it's a Google store now where Trax used to be.
That's it. I don't even know what they sell in there. I thought Google was free.
Ducky doing his little dance. Is it open?
Look, it is open.
Last time I was here, I think it was like was it a bar?
Yeah, it was like a bar and grill.
So this was the record store from Pretty in Pink, where Ducky does his famous dance. Oh hey, they're open.
Dude.
How many people a
did
day?
film in that building.
How many people a day you think walk in there? And
tons.
What if you walked in there dancing? That'd be kind of. They got rid of the
No more newspaper.
the newspaper racks he was sitting on.
There was like a patio out here forever, like on the sidewalk. You couldn't even get in the spot right there.
Yeah.
Then the crane shot and Ducky's forlorn.
Yeah.
So sick. Little fun fact: the kid that she shoots with the staple,
Yeah.
it's the lead singer of the Aquabats. It's Christian Jacobs as a kid.
The lead singer of the Aquabats. I
Child
never knew
actor,
that.
Christian Jacobs. His brother Parker's a friend of mine. So it's Christian Jacobs that gets shot only an inch away from his eye. Half an inch.
I just learned something new.
Yeah.
But did you also know, Justin, that right over here was the very first scene from Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Damone walks in, the Go-Go's song
When the old
starts to
mall was
play.
here?
It was there. It was right here.
What the heck?
Now I probably shouldn't have said that because I think that was correct, but I'm just going to leave this in anyway. But I think that was where the opening scene is.
No way.
Right there. Because this used to be glass, a glass front of them all.
Yeah.
Right there. So you just have to kind of go back to the 80s and just picture right inside what is now the Google store. I kind of like it better how it is now. It's a lot more open. And you can picture Ducky kind of dancing around in there with Molly Ringwald watching, Andy Potts. Is that the only 3 people in the scene? Were just
those in the dancing scene, yeah.
And then most of it was like looking out the front door and the front window.
But Andrew McCarthy comes in there, and that's when they have their first little meet cute. What is he trying to buy? He's trying to buy some record. Too long.
I also wonder if it was originally a record store, and or they just set dressed it, or if they just used a real record store.
You should go to an Aquabat show
Find out.
and ask the MC Bat Commander.
Down this alley, look at that old building over there. Kind of reminds me of like an old Crest building. Maybe not a Crest building, but I like the look of that skyscraper. It looks like a vape machine, right? Or vape. Look at this, a Random Land baseball card. You're not playing baseball though. You're just holding a camera. Do you like baseball?
I do like baseball. I always liked baseball.
I'm gonna take you to a baseball game.
I never really followed baseball though.
I'm gonna take you to a game one day. The sun is definitely permeating. So occasionally you can park on the pier, but evidently it's a busy day, so you can't park on the pier. They're already all filled up. Forrest Gump ran underneath this thing.
I always forget about the Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, yeah. Evidently, Tom Hanks didn't do the running scene. Most of the running scenes from a distance. I think it was his brother.
Jim?
They did the running scenes.
Jim Hanks, the old running dog.
Is his name Jim?
Yeah, he's the one that does Woody's voice.
Oh yeah.
With parks and stuff.
Old Jimmy.
Old Jimmy Hanks.
Old Jimmy H.
They should get Chet Hanks to take over later.
Yeah. No one ever talks about Chet. No vending zone, no alcohol, no smoking. You know they're building a smoking room over where we just were over in Venice Beach. They're building a smoking room next to Gold Gym. It's a room, an enclosed room that they're building for smoking. I wish you could have. I should have showed it to you.
For what reason?
To smoke in.
Just to tell people not to smoke outside?
Yes.
Oh.
I know you're tempted. You can do what?
Oh, so
You can smoke here. So we
Well,
can.
Adam, let's smoke up.
So we can smoke underneath the sign that says no smoking? There it is, Santa Monica, the end of the trail. So Justin, I've only done Route 66 in its entirety, hitting every spot, but I started here and went to
Chicago. Yeah.
But I know the purists say that that is not the correct way to do it. Would you consider that I've done Route 66 if I've gone to every...
100%.
Okay. Because some would say...
What, do you have to start in Chicago?
Yeah. Because this is the end of the trail.
It's the end of the trail, but what if you had lived in California when Route 66 opened up? You'd be going both ways.
Okay.
I like to swing both ways when it comes to Route 66.
All right.
I swing hard and I swing for the fences.
But a purist would say that you have to start in Chicago. Have you ever done
Nah, just tour companies that sell you rental cars in Chicago.
Have you done it both ways?
Yeah, I've done it both ways.
Here he is, the lane master. I've heard rumors. I've heard that he exists. But there is the lane master. It's pretty cool. It's a prehistoric clock called Raptor's Revenge right here. Look at this guy, salty. This is like bringing me back to my fisherman in the fridge days. Little throwback right there. Here it is, the Pacific Park Ferris wheel. You're scared of it?
I don't even like looking
We don't have to do it. It's not good, Justin.
No.
That is a pie. That is a beehive.
Those are bees. That's a swarm. Look at the size of that swarm.
I can't. You know, I got to get a little closer.
There
Just
was
to
a
show.
guy standing so close.
Look at this. Can I even see him on camera there?
Well,
will they even show
the
up?
noise if it doesn't show up, but it sounds like this.
I don't even want to get closer to that. That's a whole bee's nest. I'm having a my girl moment.
Well,
Holy.
now I'm scared.
Dude, I honestly haven't seen this many bees up close.
It's a swarm. The queen's down there somewhere. They're swarming from one hive to another, starting a new hive.
All right. See you later, Santa Monica Pier. Let's get in here.
Goodbye to the bees. There's literally bees all around
got
us.
any on you?
Nope, I hope not. Yeah. I'm smuggling bees. I'm a bee smuggler.
Oh, someone just get bit by a bee? Look at this.
R2-D2.
Is this where we're getting our lunch?
No, just down the street a little bit. But look at that. I love seeing those guys cruise around, and then those Waymo cars, driverless cars, and robots. Like, dude.
We don't have these in Florida. Bippy Bop.
BB Bop.
BB Bop.
Asian Grill.
Okay.
This is a 100% gluten-free restaurant. They got these in Indiana. They got them in West Virginia. They've got them in Maryland. It's owned by the same people that own Chipotle.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they as stingy with their portion sizes?
No, they are.
I don't go to Chipotle anymore because I'll ask for like the fajita veggie thing, and they take like a little tweezers and they just put a little more.
Will fill you up.
It's going with the little spicy action here, and with some corn, avocado, a little cheese, some noodles, some potato base, and some sort of spicy chicken we got on there.
Yeah, and this gochujang sauce.
Some pigeons over here. Are these pigeons eating cookies? Those pigeons are eating cookies. I thought they were like peanuts, but they're actually chocolate chip cookies. We're over in Beverly Hills now, just kind of cruising around. The Witch House.
Which house is it?
The Witch House.
Which house am I looking for? Decorates it, puts all the crows outside, got the witch hanging from the tree over there, and then at night it's all spooky, all lit up.
I've never seen it at night.
Oh, he puts like colored lights out here.
Which is kind of obscured by the trees. Look at this. It's like thorns right here. There's the witch right there, dangling in the trees.
She's swinging. Hey, she got the ruby slippers back. Oh no. What happened to Dorothy?
This is pretty awesome. The Tail of the Pup. I guess this is the original Tail of the Pup hot dog. Last I saw this was probably 2017 when I lived here. Jordan the Lion, who was my roommate, not my roommate, my neighbor. He was almost like my roommate because he lived like next to me. Oh, in Hollywood. I don't think Jordan was ever my roommate. I got overly excited now looking at this hot dog. But him and I we drove over to the Valley Relics Museum where they had this. And that was like 2017, 2018. And evidently the Valley Relics Museum has brought it back here or given it to this place. And now the Tail of the Pup is back. It's not open right now.
Bobby Green had a lot to do with this. The guy that owns the Highland Bull, he owns a lot of old buildings, Idle Hour. He does a lot of restoration stuff.
Okay.
I know he had a big part of it.
So you know more about it than I do, because I remember...
They got a tiki bar here. A hidden tiki bar upstairs.
Okay, so you're familiar with this place.
Yeah, I still haven't been to this location. It's the first time I'm seeing it here. Adam? Look at the size of that wiener.
Music history here. The Doors Workshop? Look at this. It served as an office and rehearsal studio for the Doors. The band used the space to record the 6th and final studio album, L.A. Woman. What?
I did not know that.
Tail of the pup. Which is the head and which is the tail?
That's a good question.
Was this the one that Tony Danza was eating out of in that interview? Remember there's like a clip of young Tony Danza eating?
No, I don't remember.
It might have been over at Pink's. Here's a interesting thing. This building right here was recreated at Hollywood Studios. That same building. It's empty right here though, but that building is... Oh, someone's yelling. All right, we were passing by Hollywood Forever. You know, Justin and I have an interesting story back in 2000, was it 2015?
No, even early, 2013, I think.
2013, 14.
14.
So a lot of people come here and they film and they take pictures, but back in 2013 you weren't allowed to film on this property.
No.
We got yelled at, we got kicked off the property,
Yeah.
and they said you need to delete the footage for doing nothing more than we're doing now. So I think they're a little more lenient than they were back then.
What were you trying to film?
I think we were filming this. I think we were filming Johnny's headstone here.
We were bringing people from out of state. We were
Yeah.
taking a couple of photos, and from nowhere, zoom, here
Yep.
comes security. They
Times
were
are a
gonna-
little different now.
They said because we wouldn't delete the footage, they were going to call the cops, and we just left.
The reason we stopped by is Justin hasn't been here since Paul Rubens passed. Justin and I both, many, many years ago, part of our friendship is because of Back to the Future and Pee Wee Herman. I think that was an integral part of us becoming friends. One of the first videos we ever did together was the Back to the Future locations and Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Was that 2013-ish?
Yeah. Maybe 2012, actually.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, 2012. Oh my gosh.
And when Paul passed, I happened to be in California. So the next day we went, I think we went to Cabazon.
Yeah.
We went to the Pee Wee house in South Pasadena on Oxley. But you haven't been over here yet.
No.
We're going to pay our respects to Paul over here. Wow, that was almost 2 years ago, man. July of 23.
He was the best. He was the best. Dude, Pee Wee's Playhouse probably influenced me more than anything else. Like, tiki stuff, mid-century modern stuff, the sense of humor. He was just the best.
Word on the street was when this Arby's closed that they were going to take down the classic Arby's roast beef sign near the corner of Bronson and Sunset, but evidently, even though they have got rid of the Arby's, the giant cowboy hat still exists next to this drive-through place now. Prince Street Pizza. All right, we're popping over to Amoeba Music, Amoeba Records. Of course, I remember when it was over on Sunset, but now it's on Hollywood Boulevard. We're gonna walk over here. They moved it a few years ago. And this might be the first time going in Amoeba Records, even though it is a new location.
Thank you.
Someone just going by with some sort of incense. They can enjoy it. Boy, that has an odor to it.
Woo, herbal.
This is the first time going in Amoeba Records, looking through the vinyl since I bought a record player about a few weeks ago. So I've been collecting little records. Now I am obviously going international for a couple weeks, so if I do buy a record, I'm going to be carrying it with me. So I don't know if I'm going to buy anything in here, but
I'll hold it for you.
that's true. You could hold it for me.
I could, will, and shall. Shall I?
So then next time I see you, you can just give it back to me.
Yeah. We'll keep it off the record. That is not a real motorcycle.
What is that? It's like a
I
little
don't know. It's like a little moped type thing.
Yeah.
The neighbors must love that. There's no way that's street legal.
The way I've always heard the story is that the band wanted to get a photo here in this particular window. It says Morrison Hotel, just because the lead singer, Jim Morrison, they thought it'd be pretty clever to get a photo in that window. And as the story goes, they walked in this door, asked permission, and were told no. And then they just did it anyway. They had the photographer, who was standing about where I was, take a picture. There's the front entrance to the Morrison Hotel. Take the picture right there. The band was standing right here. The front entrance, you would have walked in right here to the hotel. Again, they were taking the picture right here. There's the album cover. Rooms were only $250 then. Passenger loading area. So that sign, the passenger loading, would have been right about here. Now there's a parking meter. But this is the photo right here of the Doors. Standing, well, sitting on like a couch. There's like a couch back there they were sitting on, looking out the window. And then there's the spot, in that exact spot right there. That's fun. Saw this album, I thought, I think I'd probably just go by there and match that up. That's cool. The Morrison Hotel for the Doors. All right, that's going to do it for today. This is a kind of a mishmash of everything. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.